Here I've got an example here. So using a calculator. We want to use a calculator to evaluate the following to 2 decimal places. So we want to put these into a calculator and get what the value is to 2 decimal places. So here the first one is going to be sine 50 degrees. So what I do, I get out my calculator, I put in sine 50, close the bracket, press equal, and so here we've got this answer here. 0.766. Now I want this to 2 decimal places, so I go to the second decimal place, the 6. Then I look at the next decimal place, 6. Do I round up or down? That second 6 means I round up, so I add 1 to the previous number. So here, sine 50 is just 0.77. Okay, that's that first example. Part B, cos 16.1 degrees. Now, 16.1 degrees, the degrees is there. I can put 16.1 in my calculator easily as well. So let's do that. So I'm going to press the cos button, press 16.1, close the bracket, and this gives me 0.960. And if I round it to 2 decimal places, that just gives me 0.96. Now the last one is tan 77 degrees and 18 minutes. Now, with degrees and all angle measurements, there's 2 ways that you can represent it. You can represent it in decimal form, so you can have 16.1 degrees, for example. But here, this is using degrees, minutes, and seconds. So the other way that you can represent angles is by using degrees, minutes, and seconds. So the first measurement here, the one with the little o, that's degrees. The second one is in minutes, and if we go even one further down, so here degrees is the little o, minutes is the apostrophe, and then seconds you have in quotation marks. Now, just remember with minutes and seconds, instead of rounding with a base 10, so like 100, instead of rounding it there, we are going to actually use base 60. So what that means is for minutes, you just need to remember that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour, or 60 minutes in 1 degree. And then 1 minute has, I think it's 60 seconds as well. So 60 seconds. So here, this is just another way that we can measure angles. So this is another measurement. So how do I actually put that in my calculator? Great question. Now, if you have a look here, there's this button here that actually has degrees, minutes, and seconds there. So here, the one that has a 0 and then apostrophe mark and a quotation mark, that's just how I can put in degrees, minutes, and seconds. So how do I do that? Let's have a look at this question. Tan 77 degrees, 18 minutes. So here, tan 77, and I put a dot, use that button to get 77 degrees, and I want 18 minutes, so I just put in another one of them. And so that second box here doesn't actually represent degrees. The first one does. The first one is degrees. The second box is actually going to represent minutes. So here we go. That's equal to 4.437. And when I round that, that just gives me 4.44 to 2 decimal places. So that's how we use a calculator to actually put in these values. So when you see a trig ratio, sine, cos, tan, that value that you put in is a degree. That value that you put in is a degree. It's the degree of the angle in your triangle.